Welcome. This is the base camp, Western North Carolina. We created this quick, real easy prepper garden. We have it mass seeded. We're trying to grow anywhere from 300 to 500% more in 20% of the area. This area here was just like the adjoining piece right over here. We came in there, spent less than an hour tilling this thing, and less than an hour total time of planting. This section right in front of the camera is seeded in sweet corn, divided by a couple rows of basil, and then below that is green beans, radish, lettuce, some beets, a whole bunch of root crops. And then this triangular section right here is nothing but red and white potatoes. Mainly thinking that we're going to need to have a lot of carbs, protein in the beans, but it is high density. See if I can pick this up. These rows of potatoes are like 12 inches apart. Square, about 12 by 12 is what they're planted on. The sweet corn is in rows about 12 inches, every 6 inches in the row. The green beans are on about 8-inch rows, spaced out about 6 inches apart. The greens, the lettuce, the beets, everything is broadcast seeded. We'll have a video on how to do that, but as the summer goes on, we'll keep updating this and then put it on the screen for you. Thank you. As you see, what we've done here is we have mulched the potatoes that were sitting on top of the ground and around the basil and the tomatoes, and everything else is fine. Right now it's pouring down rain. Welcome back to Base Camp, Western North Carolina. This is a quick update on our little prepper garden. This was planted, this is July 4th. We have a real good stand of red and white potatoes. It was a little bit late on the corn planting when we planted it, and it was a little bit early on the beans, so not doing the best. But we have a very good potato crop, corn crop. Down the far ends you see some beans and some turnips, some basil, tomato plants. It is what it is. If you look right over here on the side, this is what it looked like. We weeded it down, went over it about 3 times with a garden tiller, and planted it. We did put a little bit of straw down for mulch, and that was it. The reason we're planting this whole little garden is to see how many calories, how many carbohydrates, how much protein we can grow with a minimal amount of effort. Follow along. This is the second one. We'll have a couple more updates, and then we'll be planting for the fall. So we'll see just how much we can actually produce in a total year. Thank you. Welcome back again. This is a conventional, this is an all organic garden. Last fall we put approximately 3 inches of rabbit manure on it, and all the leaves we could shove on it, tilled it all up. This spring it was no till. Everything was just dug in with a trowel. Frank planted the whole thing. But what I'm trying to compare is the amount of production in this garden, and it is on about 4-foot center rows, as opposed to 12-inch rows. So far his amount of weeding is minimal. I've had some wheat or some grass come up from the straw. They did a poor job combining it and left a lot of grain in there. But what we're trying to do is compare the 2 spots. This is approximately half the square footage that the prepper garden is, and we're trying to compare how much we can get and how much work it takes to do it. So stay tuned. We'll have a couple more shots of this thing as the summer goes on. It is the 4th of July or thereabouts, and keep you updated, and we're going to come up with a poundage and levels of everything. So stay tuned. If you like it, give me a thumbs up, subscribe, tell your friends. Thank you.